Hello and welcome to our short and snappy on establishing a girl-led junior troop. Today, in this 15-minute short and snappy, you will learn what girl-led is and why it's important to the Girl Scout experience, how to create a girl-led atmosphere within your troop, and troop government at the junior level. To begin, we'll talk about the Girl Scout Leadership Experience, or the GSLE, and how girl-led fits into that. So there are 3 focuses of all Girl Scout activities, which are discovering themselves, connecting with others, and taking action to make the world a better place. These all are the foundation of Girl Scouting, and they are everything that girls will do during their time in Girl Scouts. And the GSLE is implemented through 3 different Girl Scout processes, which are learning by doing, cooperative learning, and girl-led, which is the focus of the short and snappy. So with girl-led, girls of every age and at every level of Girl Scouting are taking an active and age-appropriate role. So while girl-led at the junior level may look different than what it does for daisies, they are equally important parts of the Girl Scout experience. So why does providing a girl-led atmosphere matter? Why is it important to the Girl Scout leadership experience? Well, girl-led, it allows girls to control all aspects of their experience. So they are choosing what they want to do. They are choosing how they want their troop to run. And that is a key point of their Girl Scout experience. These decision-making skills and processes that they are learning, it's not only empowering them and showing them that they are capable of decision-making, but it is also setting them up for a lifetime of leadership, and they will use these skills throughout the rest of their lives. They're also learning by doing, which is another key process of the Girl Scout leadership experience. And we've also learned that year after year, Girl Scouts keep coming back to Girl Scouts when they engage in girl-led experiences. When they have a say in their experience, when they get to choose what they do, they are more likely to come back and be Girl Scouts again the next year. So we've talked about what girl-led is, but now we need to talk about what it looks like. While we mentioned that it might look different at all different levels of Girl Scouting, and while girl-led may mean something different at the daisy level than it does at the junior level, there are some things that stay consistent throughout a girl's time in Girl Scouts. One of these things is that leaders need to always challenge them. We need to be giving girls as much responsibility as we think that they can handle, and then a little bit more. This pushes them, this encourages them to go the extra mile, which really teaches them invaluable skills that they will continue to use throughout their time in Girl Scouts. It's also important to ask ourselves as leaders, is this something the girls can do themselves? And if the answer is yes, then by all means we need to be letting them do that, whether it's from passing out supplies to taking attendance. Anything that the girls can do for themselves, they need to be doing. It's their troop, they own it. Let them take responsibility. Let them really be a part of leading their troop and running their troop. It's also important to let girls make mistakes as they're going through these decision-making processes, and as they are leading their troop. They're going to make mistakes. Things are going to come up. But as long as they are not endangering themselves or others or getting hurt, there's really no reason to not allow them to make these mistakes. They're learning valuable information from them. They're learning lessons. They're learning problem-solving skills. And by stepping in and fixing those mistakes right away, they're really losing out on that valuable process. Now we will begin to look at how to put these girl-led concepts into practice at a troop meeting. So the first aspect of troop planning and troop meetings where this comes into play is choosing activities. At the junior level, girls can do their own research to really decide what badges do they want to earn, what journeys do they want to do throughout the year, but also what activities, what field trips, what community partners can supplement those experiences. So girls can get on our website and do this research. Girls can Google activities near them that would fit along with their projects that they're already doing in Girl Scouts. You as a leader are really there to guide them. So providing them with things like safety activity checkpoints, reminding them of budget limitations, space limitations, things like that. Just keeping them on track, but really allowing them to kind of create their own path. Another great tool for juniors is the house method. So what you do is draw a large house on chart paper, poster board, whatever is accessible. And you make one room in the house per troop meeting that you have in the year. So if you have 10 troop meetings that year, you'll draw 10 rooms in the house. In each room in the house, you will put the activities that they're going to do in that meeting, the badges that they're working on, the journey, whatever it is that you're doing at that night, but also which girls are helping to lead that troop meeting, which girls are doing which activities, which girls are planning what. So that really allows girls to own what they're doing and see their year in front of them. It allows them to map it out and ensure that they're able to get done what they want to get done, and that everyone gets to have a role and that everyone wants to do what they want to do. And then in the attic of this house, that's a great place to put extra activities, things that you maybe won't have time for this year, but to keep on the back burner for next year. So it's really a way for girls to brainstorm and ensure that they get to do what they want to do. And then everyday troop meetings, girls can choose their own role. They can decide who's going to help set up, who's going to help clean up, who's going to do welcoming, who's going to do closing circle. They can really choose and set those aspects of their meeting. They can also set the agenda, decide when they're going to do what activities, where within the meeting space are they going to do them. Are they going to eat snack first or last? They can really choose these things. And troop government is also crucial to implement at the junior level for troop meetings, and we will get into that a little bit later in this short and snappy. Another area where girl-led experiences are so crucial is in the finances of the troop. Allowing girls to know what their account balance is crucial. I know that it can be scary and a little daunting to put finances in the hands of the girls. And we're not asking you to completely hand over the bank account. But they are capable of knowing how much money they have and make decisions about their money. So they can research how much a field trip might cost and whether or not they have the money to do it. They can research how much it might cost to go to camp or to go ziplining, things like that. They can really think about that and whether or not that is something that they want to do as a troop, whether they want to spend their money on that. Juniors should also really be deciding how many cookies they want to sell to meet their goals and what to do to make that happen, but also where their cookie money goes. So finances are a huge part of girl-led experiences for juniors. Also, just some general things to keep in mind. Reflection time should be happening at the end of all activities in Girl Scouts to make sure that the girls got something out of it, and just to see what they learned. It's really important as a leader to listen during this time. If you notice that girls really just weren't liking a certain thing, don't do that again or try to phase that out. If you notice that girls loved something, maybe try to implement that more in the troop meeting. This reflection time, it's a chance for girls to say what they need to say to you. Really listen to them. Really take that to heart. That's going to let them know that you respect their decisions and that you respect them as members of the troop. It's also important to let girls do the talking about their experiences when they're out in the community and at a cookie booth, let's say, and someone asks them what they've been doing in Girl Scouts. Let them answer that question. It's their troop. They should really be taking ownership of it. And you might learn that they are getting things out of Girl Scouts that you never intended them to get out of. And that's great. So always let them talk about their experience. Juniors are capable of planning their own ceremony, deciding the food, the activities, the space. Again, you as the leader are really just there to guide them through this decision. They also, problem solving is crucial. If there is a problem in the troop, let the juniors come up with some strategies to figure it out on their own. You as a leader, again, can certainly guide them, but really let them go through this process on their own. As mentioned earlier, troop government is a crucial part of girl-led experience, especially at the junior level. So there are three different forms of troop government at the junior level, and we will discuss those over the next few slides. But really, troop government is just a democratic system so that all members of the troop have a chance to express their interests and feelings and share in the planning of coordination of activities. So really, it's just a time for all girls to have their voices heard. So the first troop government setup that we'll look at the junior level is the patrol system. What it is, it's just smaller group discussions. So it's dividing the troop up into those smaller groups, typically 4 to 6 girls, but it really depends on the size of your troop. And then they pick a patrol leader. The group discusses, come to some decisions. The patrol leader then takes those decisions to the court of honor, which is where all the patrol leaders and the troop leaders meet. They talk, they go over the decisions made within the small groups, and they come to a general consensus. The patrol leaders then take those decisions and those ideas back to their patrols. And that is kind of how decisions are made within the troop. So all girls' voices are heard, but it's in a smaller group setting. Another form of troop government at the junior level is the executive board. So girls can elect board members, they can have a group discussion and decide, but ultimately the girls in the troop are picking the board members. So these are typically president, vice president, secretary, treasurer, but you can modify those or add to them as your troop sees fit to really meet the needs of your troop. So those girls on the board get together, they hold board meetings outside of the troop, and then they make decisions, and then they report back to the troop on those decisions made. However, this board really needs to always consult the rest of the troop and keep their ideas in mind, and they also need to consult the troop before they make financial decisions. It's all of their money, so all of their voices need to be heard when trying to decide how to spend it. The last of the forms of junior troop government is the town meeting system. So this is a way for girls to have a large group discussion and come to decisions and come to a consensus really on what they're going to do. So as I mentioned, girls discuss and make decisions as an entire group. There's one or two girls that are usually meeting moderators, and again, the number of moderators depends on how large your troop is. But the moderators are ensuring that everyone gets a chance to speak and that everyone's ideas are heard. It's also important to remember with this setup that the leader is not guiding this discussion, the girls are. It's their time to talk, it's their time to make their decisions. The leader is really there to listen to the decisions being made, maybe take some notes, and really take the things that the girls say to heart. So just to recap and wrap up what we've discussed in this short and snappy, we've talked about what girl-led is and why it's important. So just ensuring that girls are getting the chance to lead their troop and make decisions within their troop. And it's so important because it's a crucial part of the Girl Scout leadership experience, and it's setting them up to be lifelong leaders. We also talked about how to create a girl-led atmosphere. So letting girls plan those activities, using the house method, really listening to girls during reflection time and implementing things that they want to do, and also allowing girls to plan their own activities and have access to their finances and know what they can afford. And then we also talked about those 3 different forms of troop government at the junior level. And it's also important to note with those that those are also up to your troop, which form that they want to use. There's no one best form. Whatever works best is what works best for your troop. From all of us here at Girl Scouts, we thank you for taking the time to increase your knowledge as a troop leader by watching this short and snappy. If you have any additional questions or you'd like to suggest a short and snappy that you don't see on our website, email us at troopexperience@gsksmo.org and we can work to best meet your needs. Thank you.